Well, the first thing that people should consider with finance is not being scared, not being worried about debt. There are two types of debt. Bad debt, which creates stress, which hinders the growth of a business. Then there is debt that will help somebody to grow. There is debt that will remove stress from someone's life. That's almost counterintuitive in that statement. But when I say to somebody, let's do this and let's do that for this particular reason, it becomes, okay, that debt removes that other expense, or that debt removes the need for me to whatever the situation may be. It's a learned decision. It's made from throwing ideas around. But the big thing is not to be scared of finance. Finance should work for your business. There are assets within a business, and the assets are the people, the actual equipment, the community, the stakeholders. But using systems, whether that be CRM, whether that being using finance and funding lines as an actual growth attribute to the business, that's gold. That is so important. And so many people of, I'll say my generation, because the older you are, the more conservative you are, or the older you are, we all learnt that you don't borrow in business. You know, when I was a 20-year-old, people said, don't borrow. Now people are understanding the need for the utilization of skills, of systems, of finance, of people to better build their business. That utilization of multiple facets actually helps people meet their ultimate goals. If you take one or two of those facets out, then that greatly hinders their business. So when I'm looking at what's the greatest thing that people need to understand, it's understanding finance and not being scared of it.
Cool.
The greatest thing that someone should ask in their business is, does this person have my best needs at heart? Is this person just after their own back pocket and earning their own income, or do they have my best needs at heart? And the only way you're going to know that, only way you're going to learn that, is by communication, is by experience, is by taking the step and talking and working through logic. And if my logic is wrong, use somebody else. One of the things I say to somebody when I'm talking to them for the first time or the 100th time is, check out what I'm saying. Make sure what I'm saying resonates with you. So when I'm giving discussion points on whether something is good for their business or not, we always refer them back to their professionals, their accountants, their solicitors, to make sure that the person who's been involved in their business on a professional basis agrees with the logic. If they don't, fine. Take the expertise of the person who's been in your business longer, if that is the right way to go. But sometimes challenging concepts, sometimes challenging the status quo and making people think outside the box helps them to understand that sometimes they may even need to change their professionals as well. But I don't have a problem with people listening and challenging and checking out what I say, because I hope that most of the time I'm right. I pray that most of the time I'm right, because if my main emphasis in our business is to help people, then I should have the confidence in myself and in my words and in my integrity to allow them to check out what I'm saying. And if it works for them, great. If it doesn't work for them, then great as well. Because if my intention is to help them, then I've helped them to eliminate options. If I've opened up doors for them they can use, I've given them new options to use. To me, that is why I'm in business. And that also allows for my personal integrity and my personal skill, all those sort of things, to be challenged. Ultimately, they're the questions that people should be asking. Is this person going to work for me or not? Because the finance is fairly generic in the end, whether it's a lease, a rental, a chattel mortgage, an unsecured loan, a mortgage, a commercial hire purchase, whatever it may be. They're generally fairly vanilla in their products, but having the specific understanding and the specific integrity to answer to the best intention of that client is what they should be looking for in the person they use their finance.
Absolutely. In context of your business.
My faith is the basis of what I do on a daily basis. It helps me to stay grounded. My family helped me to stay grounded as well. But knowing that if I give advice to somebody on what to do, if I give ideas to somebody what to do, they are founded on good principles. I have helped many, many people in my church with finance, and I've told many, many people in my church, don't finance at different stages. But it helps me to think of solutions which do not cross the line. Now that might sound very generic and all those sort of things, but in business, it's very easy to cut corners. It's very easy to falsify things if you need to get something done. It sounds bad, but in any industry, it can be done. In the finance industry, unfortunately, it's been done many, many times. And is there a temptation sometimes to do that? Of course, because I'm human. But in the end, my faith in myself, in my God, in my family, in my church, in my integrity mean that I know where I need to stop. I know the solutions I provide people are solutions that are going to be best for them. Do I know when to throw ideas that will help them? Yes, I do. Do I know when to stop in the communication of thoughts which could take them down the track of doing something wrong? Yes, I do. And that's based on my integrity and my faith.
Yeah, cool. You'll help.
I will
Any
help
background.
any business, any background, any gender, any religion, any faith, because that is having integrity to help people whatever they believe. Knowing that I can be a good influence on people is what I try and be, but I choose to live my life my way. Someone else chooses to live their life how they live it. What right do I have to eliminate them from any assistance because of my faith. If I believed in other things, and if I was running a business and I was wanting someone to help me, and they had a different faith in a different religion, I would be aggrieved if they felt like they wouldn't want to deal with me because of their faith. So what right do I have to do the same?